Have you been feeling overwhelmed or stuck in rumination or other negative thought patterns? I wonder if you already know that mindfulness practices have been shown to scientifically help people who are overwhelmed stay calm and centered with increased clarity, focus, and even a more positive outlook. So, having a daily mindfulness practice can boost mental as well as emotional well being and even transform the way that you deal with stress. So, mindfulness is non judgmentally inviting you into the present moment. So, when you can sit in the present moment and have compassion and open mindedness, you'll be able to connect to yourself on a truly compassionate level. And when you're truly mindful, you'll find a peace of mind that brings about calm throughout your life and in your heart as well. And mindfulness is simply, if you want the definition, turning your attention towards the present moment. And you can do this by implementing some practices to help you bring your mind to a present state. So, welcome to this week's edition of Mindful Monday. I know many of us think, especially I did when I first heard about mindfulness, that it's that typical having to sit in silence for many, many hours or something like that, like a Vipassana practice, which actually is a beautiful practice once you get into it. But mindfulness can be so much more. So, that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about quick and easy ways to step into a mindfulness practice. So if today's your first time watching Mindful Monday, feel free to type in the comments where you're coming from if you have any questions or comments, of course. And we love to hear topics that you would like to hear more about. We've been doing this for 2 years, so I'm always searching or wondering what people want to hear more about. We aim to keep it under 10 minutes for a quick lunchtime kind of, easy watch thing, just to let you know. Also, if it's your first time joining us and you type the word mindful, after the broadcast, I'll go back and put in a link, which if you follow, you'll get a couple free gifts, one of which is a hypnotic recording on releasing limiting beliefs that I created. And the other one is our weekly PDF cheat sheet, which is the bullet points of what we cover each week. Of course, all of these broadcasts are available for free as well on the YouTube channel. So we'd love if you subscribe to that too. All right. So, talking about 6 different ways to do mindfulness practices, that is, and why it is so beneficial. So, let's first talk about the benefits of mindfulness. So, basically, we know that it reduces stress, and it can give us better focus, better attention. It can give us higher relationship satisfaction. I mean, if we're present with our partner or partners or work partners or colleagues, whatever, then of course we're going to have better relationships. It gives us decreased emotional reactivity. It improves our memory capacity. It gives us a better immune function. It gives us higher creativity and it gives us an overall improved well being. And there's so many other things too. But those are like the main bullet points. So let's talk about 6 different ways to practice mindfulness on a daily basis. So, number one, this is going to be really simple. You can do a typical morning routine in a mindful way. So, for example, you can mindfully brush your teeth each morning by taking your time instead of, and sorry, someone's delivering something right now. We'll ignore that. So, you can mindfully brush your teeth instead of just rushing through the process by beginning by getting your toothbrush kind of wet and putting the toothpaste on it and noticing your tube of toothpaste in your hand, the color of the toothbrush. And you can do all of this without judging any of it as good or bad or, boring or anything like that. And then just begin brushing your teeth and pay attention to the bristles, the feeling of the bristles on your teeth. Notice the taste of the toothpaste and the feel of your teeth getting cleaner. Pay attention to any tension you might be holding as you're holding onto the toothbrush. You can relax your shoulders and you can relax your jaw and you can loosen your grip on that toothbrush a little bit. So that's example one, and that could be anything really. We're just using one morning routine. So, number two is to pay attention to your 5 senses. So, I often teach a mini Betty Erickson technique, but basically, this is going to open your focus and help to ground you in the present moment. So you can name things that you hear, see, feel, or taste. I often teach clients to name 3 things they see, 3 things they hear, like the doorbell just now, and 3 things they physically feel, not meaning any anxiety, but my butt in this couch, the pillow behind my back, or the papers in my hand kind of thing. But you can take that however you want. You can use all 5 senses. You can name 5 things for each sense or 1 thing for each sense. Number three is to practice mindfulness meditation. And so this doesn't mean the full Vipassana 2 weeks of silence kind of thing, or I think it's 10 days. Anyway, you get it. What it means is you can spend however much time you want, 3, 5, 10 minutes. I suggest starting really small because it's easier to enjoy mindfulness meditation when you start in smaller increments and then aim your way up. So maybe you start with 3 to 5 minutes and you simply sit and pay attention to your breathing. You don't have to breathe in a particular way. You simply notice your breath and you want to avoid judging your thoughts as well. You kind of acknowledge them and then return your attention to your breathing. So this is often depicted as imagining your thoughts all as leaves floating in a stream, and you can just observe all of these thoughts floating down a stream, and yet you don't have to pick any of them up. You can just watch them floating on by. Okay. And number four is to mindfully eat your food. So if you've ever trained in mindfulness-based stress reduction, John Kabat-Zinn's course there, you might be familiar with this from the raisin exercise, where you spend, I think it's at least 5 minutes savoring one single raisin. This kind of drove me a little bit crazy when I took this course. But it can be a beautiful practice, and you don't have to spend 5 minutes either. This was a teaching point. So basically, what you want to do is whatever food you are eating, doesn't have to be a single raisin, of course. You want to kind of look at it and enjoy the presentation, if you will. Notice the delicious smells when you take a bite. Pay close attention to the taste and the texture. And this is actually a great practice for weight loss as well, because we tend to gobble our food, and what happens is after a certain number of bites or swallows or minutes, you're not really tasting your food anymore. So I'm not saying take 5 minutes to savor each bite, but savoring each bite and noticing the taste can really help with a lot of things. Number five is kind of fun. You can color in a coloring book. It doesn't have to be a child's one. You can even draw shapes yourself and just color, because coloring is an excellent mindfulness skill. It's fun. It's a great way to get energy out without acting in a negative way. You can pay attention to the colors and all of the shapes that you're coloring. You can set a timer for 15 minutes of coloring and see how relaxed you feel at the end. I thought this was so silly when someone suggested it to me, and I still enjoy doing it. And of course, you can still color in those child coloring books if it's easier for you to. And now body scan, number six. So you can release tension and come back to the center of the present moment by checking your body for any kind of tightness. You can do this by sitting comfortably or laying on your back. And you can begin at your toes and work your way up the body, as MBSR says, Kabat-Zinn, because they say that's more grounding. Yoga Nidra, you can do it either way, head to toe or toe. I sometimes, because I tend to be overthinking it in my head, I sometimes prefer to start from the head down. And this helps me to get out of ruminating or overthinking. But you'll be relaxing each muscle as you go. Hypnosis calls this kind of a body scan with progressive muscle relaxation. So you can Google many different body scan scripts if you need one, or Yoga Nidra is a great thing to also Google. On the bullet points of our PDF, I also included the quick mindfulness kind of leaves blowing meditation. So that's available there as well. We won't go into it too much today, but basically it's just that kind of a nice kind of couple minutes of kind of allowing the leaves, and each leaf can be a thought. So I can actually do it really quick. So just allowing the mind to be free, as free from thought as possible, and you can begin to move into that witness state of mind, almost as if though you could gaze down from above upon both the body and the mind without any judgment, just allowing any remaining thoughts or feelings or sensations to be like leaves in the wind. All of these leaves, all this happy, sad, good, bad, mad, problem solving, rehearsing. It's just like these leaves are floating in the wind, and as you watch all of these leaves, this happy, sad, good, bad, mad, problem solving, rehearsing, these leaves land in a river, and the current sweeps them away, allowing you to be empty and free and open to new things. So thank you for watching. Sorry for the horn honks, the doorbell, and everything else. I guess FedEx is having their delivery time right now during Mindful Monday. So that just makes me more mindful. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope it's been useful to you. Have a great one.